Train your mind like a Stoic. 12 lessons to defeat anger and anxiety in a world of endless distractions, emotional volatility, and constant comparison. Many of us are searching for a path toward inner peace. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the chaos of ancient Rome and Greece, offers practical tools to master your mind, navigate adversity, and eliminate emotional turbulence. You don't have to live like a monk or escape to a mountain to find peace. You just need to train your mind like a Stoic. Here's how in 12 timeless lessons. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. At the core of Stoic thought is a simple but transformative idea. Some things are in our control, and some things aren't. Epictetus wrote, some things are up to us and some are not. You can't control the weather, the economy, or how people treat you, but you can control your actions, your responses, and your judgments. Anxiety often comes from trying to control what's outside our power. Anger arises when we expect the world to align with our desires. Let go of that illusion. When you train, you'll focus only on what's within your sphere, your character, your effort, your perspective. You gain clarity, strength, and peace. Perception is everything, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Anger and anxiety are not reactions to events themselves. They're responses to your interpretation of those events. Train your mind to pause and reinterpret. That rude comment, maybe it's not personal. That setback, maybe it's a chance to grow. Your interpretation builds your emotional state, so take control of it. Embrace discomfort as a teacher. Modern life teaches us to avoid discomfort, but Stoicism teaches us to embrace it, not because pain is good, but because it trains resilience. Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Cold showers, hard conversations, delayed gratification, these are not punishments, they're training. Every discomfort is an opportunity to strengthen your mind's grip on itself. You don't become unshakable by avoiding hardship. You become unshakable by facing it and learning to remain steady through it. Practice voluntary hardship. One of the most powerful Stoic exercises is practicing poverty, fasting, or simplicity, not because life demands it, but to prepare for when it might. Seneca would wear rough clothes, eat meager meals, and ask, is this the condition I feared? When you voluntarily step into discomfort, you weaken anxiety's power over you. Fear of the future fades when you realize you can endure much more than you thought. Anger often arises from entitlement, believing you deserve better, but humility, through simplicity, replaces that with gratitude. Remember the shortness of life. Memento mori. Time is not infinite. Every moment lost to anger or anxiety is a moment of life you'll never get back. Memento mori, remember you will die, was a reminder Stoics use not to instill fear, but to sharpen focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. When you internalize the shortness of life, you stop wasting it. You stop overthinking, holding grudges, and reacting impulsively. You live on purpose, with awareness. Don't react, reflect. Anger is a reaction. Wisdom is a response. The Stoics taught us to insert space between stimulus and reaction. Before replying, ask, is this within my control? Is this worth my peace? Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Train your reflexes to include reflection. Count to 10. Take a breath. Walk away, not out of weakness, but as a form of discipline and sovereignty over your mind. Use negative visualization. This technique may sound counterintuitive, but it's incredibly effective. The Stoics practiced imagining the loss of what they loved most: health, wealth, status, even loved ones. Why? To sharpen gratitude and prepare the mind. Seneca wrote, he robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. Visualizing loss doesn't make you pessimistic, it makes you present. You no longer take your peace for granted. You cherish what you have. And anxiety lessens when you've already faced the worst mentally and accepted it. Cultivate inner fortress, not outer approval. Much of our anxiety comes from the opinions of others. We fear being judged, misunderstood, or rejected. But Stoics didn't seek applause, they sought alignment with their values. Marcus Aurelius wrote, it never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. When you root your identity in public opinion, your emotions become fragile. But when you live by inner principles, your peace becomes immovable. Let others judge. Let others misunderstand. You stay anchored. Detached from outcomes you can control your effort, you cannot control the results. A Stoic does their best and lets go of the rest. Why? Because obsession with outcomes breeds anxiety and disappointment. Epictetus put it plainly: make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. You may not get the promotion, your relationship may not work out, the world may not reward your efforts, but your peace must not depend on that. Detach from results, attach to effort and virtue. Journal to clarify your mind. The Stoics were big on journaling, not for productivity, but for introspection. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations wasn't written for anyone else. It was a conversation with himself. When emotions swirl, put pen to paper. Ask yourself, why am I angry? What am I afraid of? Is this in my control? What would a wise person do? Writing clears the fog, it reveals your patterns, and it recenters your mind when the world throws you off course. Be ruthlessly present. Anxiety lives in the future. Anger often lives in the past. Stoic peace lives only in the now. Confine yourself to the present, said Marcus Aurelius. You don't need to solve tomorrow. You don't need to replay yesterday. Just be fully here now. This conversation, this task, this breath, the more you anchor yourself in the present moment, the less power anxiety and anger have over you. They thrive in distraction. Kill them with awareness. Live according to nature and reason. To a Stoic, peace isn't a vacation, it's alignment. Living in accordance with nature meant living reasonably, ethically, and purposefully. We are rational beings, and when we act against our reason, chasing impulsive pleasure, reacting in anger, drowning in fear, we suffer. But when we align with nature, accepting what comes, doing what is right, and thinking clearly, we enter harmony. Stoicism is not the suppression of emotion, it's the elevation of reason. It's about freeing yourself from the tyranny of emotional chaos by remembering who you are, a thinking, conscious being capable of wisdom. Conclusion: you are not your emotions. Anger and anxiety do not define you. They are weather patterns of the mind, temporary, passing, but powerful if unchecked. Training your mind like a Stoic is not about becoming emotionless. It's about building a strong inner core that doesn't collapse with every gust of life. But tools don't work unless you use them. Start small. Pause before you react. Reflect daily. Embrace discomfort. Let go of what you can't control. Over time, you'll feel it. A calm mind, a steady heart. A life that's lived on your terms, not ruled by fear or rage, but guided by virtue, wisdom, and peace. That's Stoicism. That's strength. And it's yours to build. One lesson, one moment, one decision at a time.